Well, folks, we've got big news for gun owners all across the state. Big, exciting news for all the guys and gals who've been fighting for constitutional carry for so many years. We got a major announcement for you guys today. If you have missed the update on our Facebook page or in your email inbox, we're here to tell you that Brian Kemp has just had a press conference 10 minutes ago where he promised to make constitutional carry happen again. Aaron Dorr here, guys, with Georgia Gun Owners. We have a whole team here for you guys today, including a face you might not have seen for a little while on our feed, former director Patrick Parsons, who could not be kept out of this and wanted to be on this broadcast with you guys today. But, guys, come on into the video. Let us know where you're watching from. Post your location in the comment section. Get some more video views for our fight. But we have the whole team here right now. Alex was there today at the event in Smyrna, where Brian Kemp walked out there and said the exact same thing he said a couple of years ago in his previous gubernatorial primary, that this year we're going to make constitutional carry happen. Alex, he had a lot of politicians there. What was the mood from gun owners there on the ground?
He had a whole string of politicians there behind him, as you would typically see. One of those I actually talked to a couple months ago and asked him where constitutional carry was, and he told me it never happened. So it was kind of funny to see him standing there right behind the governor and say, yeah, we're in support, clap, 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 clap. But the mood from the gun owners there, I had a lot of GGO members walking up to me and just asking, like, should we believe him this time? In fact, one of the press actually asked that question. This is a 3-year-old promise. Why this year? What's going on now? I mean, we know. But, he gave a very flat answer and said, we've had a lot going on the first short 3 years I've been in office.
Yeah. This is what happens every time a politician feels tremendous heat from gun owners. And Patrick, 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, when you were running operations for Georgia Gun Owners, Brian Kemp was feeling major heat in his previous primary with Casey Cagle, and he made a very similar promise to Georgia Gun Owners back at that time.
Yeah, exactly, Aaron. And I've got the survey that Governor Kemp filled out right here. First question, if elected governor, would you sign into law legislation to implement no permit necessary constitutional carry? And so, here we are. And I think you commented this morning, Aaron, 1,313 days since he made this pledge. Yeah. Yeah. And here we are. It's a hot election season. Okay, let's make it happen, but it better be more than that. And I think gun owners, you can see in the comments, and we hear it every single day. I know you guys do. It needs to happen, or it's just empty words, right? So we'll find out. And
well, I think this is just a fabulous turn of events. Clearly, Brian Kemp is under a lot of pressure to pass constitutional carry. I love how he said, what was his phrase? This has recently become, how do you phrase this? Recently become a big deal, or this has just become something that gun owners want? No. Georgia gun owners members have been waylaying that guy since before he got in office, telling him to pass constitutional carry. And it's election season, which means it's time to pass gun bills. It's time to pass gun bills. So this is a huge win for GGO members, provided we hammer this thing all the way through. But this is fabulous. We have everybody on the ropes pushing for GGO's constitutional carry bill.
It's always nice to have a governor publicly out there saying, I'm in support of this legislation. I need to get something on my desk. I mean, there's been so many states now where we've passed constitutional carry, and we've had to do it even though the governor was totally silent throughout the entire process. And usually what happens is the legislature says, well, yeah, we can't push so very hard for it because the governor hasn't made his decision on this open and clear. This removes one major obstacle for a lot of the moderate rhinos within the Georgia General Assembly, and they can't hide behind him and use him as cover. So this is one roadblock that's like at least temporarily moved out of the way, and allows GGO's army to do what they do better than anybody, and that is hammer on the General Assembly with gobs and tons of pressure, demanding that they do the jobs that they were all elected to do.
That's why we're at the point we're at today. Session begins on Monday, and the hottest issue in Georgia politics right now is constitutional carry. And I love how There's a whole bunch of organizations all of a sudden that now suddenly who've been fighting against constitutional carry for so many years in Atlanta. All of a sudden, everyone's on board. You know, we can discuss that hypocrisy sometime later on, and we're going to, by goodness, make time for that sometime later on. But we have to finish this fight now. That is the goal for 2022. You know, in the last 1,313 days since Brian Kemp last promised to make Georgia a constitutional carry state, 8 more states passed this legislation into law. 8 more states, 21 states across the country. The vast majority of red America has long since adopted constitutional carry, and now it's time to finish that fight in 2022. So guys, whatever you do, hit the link, send your pre-written email to your state senator and state rep and tell them we want this done this year. I was talking moments ago with Senator Jason Anavitarte, who is leading the fight for us in the Senate, and we already have 25 co-sponsors lined up on constitutional carry. It's a major advancement over where we've been in the past, and we're going to have a full list for you guys in a couple of days here by when session begins as to who is on the bill and, more importantly, who is not on the bill. But make no mistake, we're not done yet. We got to finish this fight. We got to fight hard to do it because, Chris, you've been fighting for constitutional carry with our sister organization in Ohio for years, and you're on the cusp of passage. But one of the problems that happens over and over is all the harmful amendments between the rah-rah day like today and the actual passage. And we've got to watch out for various harmful amendments like residency requirements and what you have in Ohio, an obligation to notify law enforcement.
Exactly. And that's going to be the absolute battle that I think that only GGO members are capable of winning. The fact is, once legislation starts to move through the process like this, you get this Christmas tree mentality amongst the General Assembly. A lot of the legislators are like, oh, this bill is going to pass. Let's put this on it. Let's put that on it. Or the Rhino David Ralstons, and somebody asked, what are we going to do about David Ralston? But a lot of these people will say, okay, we got this gun bill moving through now. We always wanted to do red flags. Now's the chance. Let's put it on that bill and make the gun rights community choke on it. That is going to be the battle here. We need to keep the bills pure. We need to keep them from getting watered down. We need to keep them on focus. And the good news is that at least for now, Brian Kemp is out of the way. The legislature can't use him as an excuse. A lot of people are saying, screw him. You know, he should have done it 2 years ago. You know what? I understand that, but now we have to use this as the opportunity that it is and make huge and big progress. And maintaining that purity of the bill, that's going to be a big battle for GGO members. But guess what? We're up to it.
I think that's one of the a very important point for all the GGO members is that when asked if he was running his own bill or which bill it was going to be, that one of them even asked if it was, I can't remember the senator's name, if it was his bill. And he said, that's something me and my team are still working on. We're still crafting the best bill, which means that he's only there in spirit, but he hasn't actually rolled up his sleeves yet. And so GGO members have got to be hounding them with the calls and the emails to demand a pure constitutional carry, so that way we don't have a bunch of tripe added onto it like Chris was just talking about.
Yep.
There's going to be plenty of time to deal with. I mean, we get a lot of questions in the comment section right now, and our phone rings every single day right now asking Georgia gun owners, you know, Vernon Jones, David Perdue, Brian Kemp, you know, where are you guys at? We're going to deal with that when the time comes after session. We're here to fight, to finish the fight for constitutional carry right now. And as you've been hearing from Chris and others, we're going to use every advantage we have right now to finish this fight. So if someone says, well, is Brian Kemp sincere? I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't. Is David Perdue sincere? Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't. Is Jones sincere? Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't. We're going to use this pressure, though, right now, while we have it, to finish the fight for constitutional carry. It's been a long time for Georgia gun owners. We've been betrayed and betrayed and betrayed, but we have the pressure right now built up to an apex, and we're going to squeeze until this fight is finished in Atlanta this session. Session begins on Monday. Things are already white hot. We already have, like I said, 24 co-sponsors on this bill in the Senate side, and I don't have a current account in the House, but there's going to be a bunch of versions in the House as well. The key thing for GGO
we already have the House bill, don't we? House Bill 2.
Well, I think it's yeah. There's like that's that version as well. There's lots of different types of constitutional carry coming, but we're having major advancement on this right now. The key right now for Georgia Governor members again is to keep the pressure on high. Nobody can let their foot up for a moment. We can't trust these people until it's done. That's been the lesson we've learned in states all across the country that have passed constitutional carry. That's a fight we have to maintain all the way to the end.
Yep. I was going to say that same thing. We've seen this happen so many times in states all across the country. It's the exact same playbook. And the reason we're saying we have to hammer on this so incredibly hard right now is because all of the people who got the shout out at that press conference and Governor Kemp, all of these people, many of them opposed constitutional carry. Some of the groups that were there straight up opposed constitutional carry all across America and right here in Georgia for years and years. Okay. So we can't trust those people to get this job done. We can't trust any of them to get this job done. Only Georgia gun owners, members, and supporters are the reason this is even being brought to life here and even coming up. That's the whole reason the governor drove on down and had his press conference, because GGO members were hammering on this. So we can't stop now just because they're making promises and just because they're talking, because they piled up politicians there. Got to hammer it all the way through, because these people have shut it down over and over, and only GGO members can get this stuff passed. We got to get it done.
Yeah, for the GGO members and supporters, this is the moment you've been waiting for. I mean, it's 10, 11 years in the making. This is like the ultimate battle. This is it. When you're activated or called to action, calls, emails, et cetera, join, chip in, join GGO.com, get involved now. This is going to take the ultimate pressure after all the battles we've gone through over the years. This is the ultimate, whatever movie you can think of, 300, Braveheart, The Patriot, whatever. This is the ultimate political battle that'll make or break the future of gun rights in the state of Georgia. So
that's an excellent point, because there's a lot more at stake here than simply constitutional carry. We all know Big Stacey is coming with everything she's got in the fall. And we need to send a message this session that Georgia, despite what you hear from Stacey, Georgia stands for freedom. And so for all the George Soros, DNC, Bloomberg-funded billionaires who want to plant their flag in the Southeast, make Georgia blue forever, then begin to spread out across the Southeast, this is our time to stand tall, send that message, not just to Brian Kemp, but to the world. Georgia stands for freedom, and we're going to finish this fight, whatever it takes, in 2022. So, guys, again, the link is there. Send your email. Make sure your lawmakers are on the record supporting constitutional carry, and remind them there's primaries coming, and we're going to be watching your actions very close. As Patrick said, also get up to GeorgiaGunOwners.org and get signed up today, or join GGO.com. Session begins on Monday. You're going to see a bunch of us out there on the ground in Atlanta, giving you guys live updates, much more to come. Send your emails, take action, share our videos, and we'll keep you guys informed. Stay safe.